Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the live show. I hope everybody had a nice 3 day weekend, President's Day. I honestly didn't even realize it was President's Day weekend going into the Friday. I was at the Super Bowl parade and wasn't even really paying much attention to the holiday weekend schedule as it was Valentine's Day. All kinds of crazy stuff was going on. And then on top of it, I mean, the craziest stuff ever in the meme coins. How about that Libra or whatever you call it? I have no idea what it's pronounced, but holy cow, what a rug puller that one was. I mean, he got like a president of a country, I guess Argentina it is, and all kinds of people involved in that thing. Tons of money, and exactly like we were talking about, they're all scams. I'm telling you, just about all of them. You got to know what's going on, and that's why I am a fan of the ETF 500 even more than I was before because again, there's a big ass community there, and not only that. Zach has done taken a coin, the biggest coin, and didn't pull the rug with Farcoin, and that thing went to a $2 billion market cap right there. So insane stuff. So obviously he knows what he's talking about, and yeah, the ETF 500 is a discount. The supply's almost bought up, guys. There's only 1 billion supply, and it's pretty much almost gone. So you can tell a lot of people are buying it. And like I was telling you guys, people were trying to jump out of these coins and jump into these new, I guess, new poppers or brand new meme coins. The new one of the Dowie meme coin of the day. And people were just losing all of their money and coins right there, just trying to do the transaction and getting rugged and everything else. And again, it's not worth it. I did the experiments for you. I set up rigged during the Super Bowl and people traded it, made money, and it's still there. Use it. We'll use it again. And you guys can keep trading on it and we'll build it up there if you want, and you guys can make money, beat the bots. And then if anyone has any of the Cupid, just transfer it over to the rigged. And that was just a second experiment right there on Valentine's Day weekend just to see. And I know exactly what's going on, and I explained it and I got to pinpoint it with the two of them. I just wanted to see a second one set up to see exactly what was happening there, and I got a great idea and I explained it all, and then you just seen what unfolded. So exactly what we were talking about, and I hope nobody got involved in all that chaos because again, I mean Joe Exotic just put what tiger fart or something out, and I'd be careful. I also said to him, I sent him a message before. I said, hey, you better be careful with these things. You don't understand what's going on with these meme coins, and you better know who's controlling the thing. And because you're going to get a bad rap, and you don't want to do that with these things. You will automatically look like a scammer. Look at Portnoy. I mean, the dude pretty much lost his entire reputation, I feel like, today after that whole Libra thing. He was in early, guys. He was apparently going to be a big pumper for it, clearly. And he got scammed, but he got his money back. But hey, scammers scam each other. But I mean, all of his followers literally got scammed. And so yeah, you gotta eat the brunt. I mean, yeah, like we say, it's an investment and trade at your own risk. You know what you're going into, but guess what? You don't know you're going into a scam. And so yeah, he basically promoted a scam to everybody and got scammed, got his money back, but nobody else's. And then interviewed the guy. The guy looked like he had like a nervous breakdown right there on the screen. It was great. Where's the $100 million at? It's crazy what these people are up to, guys. So just be careful. And again, trade on rigged. You know I'm not pulling the rug. I'm not even touching it. So go ahead and have fun. If we build it up a lot, maybe I'll sell like $100,000, 100,000 coins. I mean, and I got like millions of them just to take the money that I put into it, and that's about it. I don't really care, and we can build it up, and you guys can trade safely, have fun with the meme coins, and then like I say, take them profits and put them in the ETF 500. That thing will be something big, and I think more and more people are going to see that that will be a solid coin. So just take my advice. You guys know I'm always early for things, and that's what's going to happen there. So let's get cruising. I feel like I haven't been on forever, considering I didn't do the Friday Friday morning show, and then we didn't have a Sunday night show. So it's been a little while. I hope everybody had a great weekend, and let's get rocking and rolling here. All information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only. It's not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. Let's rock and roll. See what's going to be popping for tomorrow. And let's get our week off good. MGOL, that one pulled back a bunch, and it did run more Friday. I know that. I was looking at it. And again, I was at the Super Bowl parade, which was crazy. I took my little guy over there, and that was a lot of fun. You saw some videos, and Philly's a crazy place, guys. I'm telling you, it's just a wild place to be, and they never disappoint with craziness. Um, I think the GM got smacked in the head with a beer can. I mean, just crazy stuff goes on everywhere. There's a shooting. It's just wild. And everyone just sits there and parties like it's no big deal. And I'm telling you, it's crazy, crazy, crazy. So that's where we were. And but yeah, I was watching the market as best as I could, and we got home pretty decent. I didn't take the public transportation, but yeah, we drove right over there and just kind of hung out with some other families and had a good time. And it was packed. I mean, there was definitely over 1 million people at that thing. It was just wall to wall people there. So let's see, MGOL, that did run 83 to 126, and then it came down to all the way down to 45 and closed at 53. And obviously it ran up there, and we'll have to see if it wants to run up some more tomorrow after a 3-day week and it pulling back. Some of these might, well, that one particular is going to be a tough one. It could be still stair stepping its way up, to be honest with you. But it looks like it came way down in the after hours. So let me see. It closed at 53, and this one says it's at like 49 and a half. So it did come way down in the after hours there, MGOL. Again, like I tell you guys, and I say to myself all the time, I say, just lock in those profits on the way up. You don't know where they're going to run to. They can pull back and set back up. You can always scale out. It's the best thing to do, but don't try to catch the tops. I'm telling you, because who the hell knows that the top's going to be like $1.26 right there. I mean, I couldn't tell you that if I had to be honest with you. And maybe it will pop up, but you don't want to get caught with it all the way up there when you know it gets over that 50 at like 91 cents. And it's in dollar range, and it's up over like 400%. I don't even remember what we're up on it, but I mean, we got it at what, 12 cents, this bad boy, I think. And yeah, so you don't want to be messing around with these things. Just lock in those profits as it goes up. I sold some at 20 cents, some more at like 80, and more when it got up there into $1. So that's what you do. Just lock them in. Who cares? And be happy with it. It's way better than going to work. FFIE, let's see what that one's up to. That was down 17 cents. And another one, it did pop up there Friday and then did pull back there in the after hours, 183 to 230, and then it closed at that 158. And another one, you can't really tell if it wants to run up, if it's just kind of pulling back there. So we'll take a look at a bunch of these and see. I know I was looking at a lot of these earlier, and obviously Friday at the end of the day, I was checking them out to see where they were. And so, yeah, I know some of them did run up there, did pull back. So we'll take a look and see what we have going on. Like OMGA is still setting up right there. That one doesn't look bad. It did pull back a little bit in the after hours, OMGA. But again, not looking bad. Ran up, I know, the other day on what, the 11th, which was Tuesday, last Tuesday that was, or yeah, I think so. Last Tuesday. And it doesn't look too bad right there to get curled up. It went 21 to 25. It closed at 20. So it's right there. OMGA. That's one to keep an eye on for tomorrow. BHAT, let's take a peek at that one, that Blue Hat Interactive Entertainment. And that one's pulling back, and this one ran way up there the other day as well on the 11th, which was that Tuesday. And then it's pulling back to the 20. Is it going to set back up? It very well possibly can. But again, you got to take them when they're run up there, because this thing ran all the way up to what, 14 cents, and we're back at 4 cents now. So that's a big jump up there, and we'll see if it wants to stay in this channel in the 20 and 50. It very well could, but we'll just make sure it can. So I'll take a look at that one tomorrow. CYN, that was down a penny, still in the basement, didn't even get out there, and it is going to set back up. We'll just have to watch it this week to see exactly when it wants to set up here, and we'll see if Friday was at bottom. It came down to 8 and closed at 8. I just want to see if it wants to pull back a little bit more there. So that is that CYN. Oh yeah, in Sweden, I do have the game on. It's the end of the first, and Sweden did take the lead 2-1. USA was winning 1-0 and gave up 2 goals. So it is 2-1 at the end of the first period. So I'll keep you guys updated on that bad boy and that game. And how about that Canada USA game yesterday? That was, or the other day, that was nuts with the fights. And then they play again for the championship game. So that's going to be exciting. I forget what day it is. I know I just heard them say it and I completely forget. So we'll have to look and see what day that is because that's going to be a great one. Rime, that was down 7 cents again. This one split not long ago on the 10th. So that was Monday. And it is at the bottom right there. Not looking too bad, honestly. We have been looking at it and it did drag down a bit. 277 to 283. It closed at that 283. And I'm telling you, it doesn't look bad. It didn't run off that split yet. And it looks like it's trying to get bouncing off that bottom. So keep an eye on this Rime. It's set up in a good spot, especially after a split right there. I'd keep an eye on that one right there, Rime. We've been watching that one, but keep an eye on it. And let's look at that OCEA real quick and see what that one's up to, because that was trying to move around as well. It did pull back a little bit. It's right there. It was trying to get out of that basement the other day. I'm telling you, this one's going to be a great one for this week. OCEA. Keep an eye on this thing. Ocean Biomedical right here. 14 to 15. It closed at 13. And I'm telling you, this bad boy is trying to get set up. It's been trying to, and we'll keep an eye on it. I'll look at it and just make sure that it's definitely right there. It doesn't want to pull back anymore. But again, it tried to get out of the basement back there last Tuesday, a week ago, and a week ago tomorrow. And yeah, it's trying to get moving again, it looks like. So we'll keep an eye on that. OCEA looking good. OCGN. Ocugen, and we've been watching this one as well. And like I said, I think this one's going to do what I've been telling you guys. Remember, I said it was going to get set back up and try to get moving back over this 20 at like 72 area, maybe 73, and then get back over that trend line, which is at about 77. And then I think the chart's going to set up bullish. It's been bearish for a while, and it does. It has like that resistance up there at $1.20, and it does look like it wants to change around there. So keep an eye on that bad boy as well. And that's that OCGN because it doesn't look bad right there, I must say. And let me just take a look. Oh yeah, the final take place Thursday. That's it. Thursday the 20th at 8 p.m. at the in Massachusetts, the TT Garden. Thank you, Laptop Travel, for that. And I just couldn't remember if they did say Wednesday or Thursday. I knew it was obviously one of them days this week, but it is Thursday, so we get a couple days off, and then there's going to be a crazy hockey game right there. So that's going to be an exciting one. So we might have to do a show like before it or something instead of doing it during. Maybe we'll just do it during and have a good listening party and watch that because that thing's going to be a wild game for the championship right there. So, or we'll just do a shorter show. We'll figure it out anyway. OCGN, like I said, this thing looks like it's trying to set up bullish. Watch this thing get back up over that 50. Let it get back to 80 cents. It's at 72 just about right now, and it will get cruising, guys. So you want to keep an eye on this thing, OCGN, because it does look much better, and we've been tracking it down, and I think it's going to do what we've been saying it's trying to do. So I would keep an eye on that. And that WIS has been trying to set up. What the heck just happened? Did they change their name to D something? WISA changed their name to DVLT. When did that take place? Data Vault AI now. It's not called WISA WISA. I didn't even know they changed their name, but it definitely says February 13th. WISA Technologies is now Data Vault AI. And I mean, this thing is getting set up, guys. We've been watching it, and I guess a name change is all they needed to put like AI in it to make it go crazy because it does look really good. What I just do? I typed it in wrong. DVLT. It's not even coming up here on mine. I wonder why, but it's definitely coming up on the FinViz as uh as it should. And Data Vault AI, yeah, looking really good. And obviously that was WISA, and I'm gonna have to make a mark. DVLT is now WISA. I've known WISA for a long time. I've traded it for a while, so I'll probably still say WISA and WISA, but we know it's DVLT now, Data Vault. And I'm telling you, keep your eye on that thing now that it just had the name change. It is looking really good right there. And that 20, I was going to tell you where it's at. It was touching at like 133, and that was its high. So it was touching it right there, crossed through and crawled up. DVLT, guys, take a look at it as a semiconductor. It was WISA, WISA, and it is looking really nice. WINT, another one we've been checking out, Windtree. And let's take a look at this thing and see what it wants to do. It was pulling back a little bit after it ran up. It ran up what on February 12th, that Wednesday last week. Pulling back, it is out of the basement, so I think it's going to try to set up off that bottom and get popping again. I don't think it's going to try to bounce back into the basement here. I think it just ran up, had to pull back here. We'll see. And that 20 is at like 15 cents, and you're at about 13 or 12. You're in the 12s right there for WINT. So we'll see if it wants to pull back to that bottom line and get popping off of there. And the game is back on a minute in, and it is 2-1, like I said. And Sweden is beating the U.S. It doesn't really mean much the game, but it's always nice to win and go in with momentum, especially against Canada. So we'll see how the outcome is for this one. And we'll see what's popping for tomorrow in the market. And let's look at that LRHC. That thing was up the other day, 2 cents, and I'm telling you, it's right there. Remember, I was telling you guys it needed a couple weeks? Well, that couple weeks is up. So take a look at this bad boy tomorrow because it's getting set up. Remember, them real estate ones look good, and we've been talking about it. It did take that dip, and you got it at a good price down here. So take a look at this bad boy. It's trying to get set up. Your 20's right up there at like 36-cent area, and it can get cruising that LRHC. So just watch that one. STSS, Sharps Technology. That one's still in the basement setting up. It did crawl through. Not looking bad. I know we've been looking at all these ones because they've been on the list for a few days or even a week or two. And this one, 35 to 38, and it closed at that 38 pretty strong. Your 20's way up there at 77. And I don't know if it's getting all the way up there, but it is going to run this STSS. So watch that bad boy because that's set up. And how about that RTC? It did run the other day. I know that. It did pull back a little bit, but it was run up. And I hope you guys took advantage of it because we were definitely talking about it, caught all them dips, and it went 67 to 89 and closed at 58. So I know there were some big people in that bad boy. It had some over 7.75 million, so 7.75 million shares were getting traded of RTC, and that thing was cruising up there a little bit during the morning hours, RTC. So I hope you guys caught that one, but it did pull back and it's still in the basement. It very well could get set up and pop up again. You can tell it just spiked up there, had a quick run, and then got obviously a bunch of people sold on a Friday, and I don't blame them. So nothing wrong with that. One of them China small caps, exactly what we were looking at, and it did exactly what we wanted it to. So you just lock in those profits, and it's a great day right there. ADTX pulled back a little bit more. I don't know how, but it did. It was trying to get out the other day and then pull back. And I think now is your opportunity right here for ADTX. Keep an eye on it. Looks like it's finally going to get curled up. I know we've been watching it forever. It did take a dip on Thursday. It did pull back to 6.5. It's in like the sevens, or it's in the sixes actually. It's just below 7. So great opportunity. I might actually have to take a look at this ADTX tomorrow because we've been watching this thing, like I said, like ALLR, that one forever. And then all of a sudden it got that look and we popped that one up well over 100. And I told you this one will run up over 100. It's just got to be right. And we've caught a couple pops recently off of it. Last week we did, but you got to play them fast because on what day was it? February 11th, right there, last Tuesday. It did pop up on Monday and Tuesday. It was running up. And then all of a sudden, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday comes back down. So got to play these things pretty quick right there and make sure you're locking in profits so that you can catch that next best opportunity, which looks like it's right here for it. So we will look at that ADTX and see what it's up to tomorrow. I'm definitely going to check it out. And how about Icon, ICON? This one we knew was running up. It curled up. It was running up there on Friday, and I told you this would become an icon, 32 to 38, and it closed at that 32. So it wasn't looking bad, but that bottom was down there at what, 26, and we knew that. So definitely running up there and looking good, and your 20 is up here at like 50 something cents. So it has some room to run. It's curled up. Maybe it don't get out of the basement. They've been hitting that basement line and then flattening out and then trying to pull back to set up again. So maybe Icon does that, but it has some room to run up there. So definitely keep an eye on it. And it's curling up just as we've been talking about. NIVF, this one wasn't looking too bad. It was kind of flat the other day. It's after that split, but I'm telling you, this one's getting set up too. Keep your eye on this bad boy, NIVF, 195 to 211. It closed at that 195, but it looks pretty good right there, I must say. I'm going to even write it at the bottom right there to definitely take a peek at it, just so I remember. But it is setting up there, NIVF, new gen IVF, and yeah, it's curling up, looking good. It looks like that bottom could have been even Friday at that 187. It did hit 185 Thursday. And yeah, so it's right there, guys. I'm telling you, it looks pretty good. It's setting up in a good spot, and it's going to have a nice little run up there. NIVF, so keep your eye on that one. AUST, the Austin Gold. This one's actually pulled back 10 cents. They were hitting the top right there. And I think it's just pulling back to set up for gold to go up higher. AUST, 168 to 169. Then it came down into the 145 area. So we will take a look at it. It's at like 147 right now. And it is pulled back a little bit. Let's see if it comes back down to that 20 at 138 area and then gets set back up. So that is AUST, Austin Gold. And we'll definitely take a look at that. And the gold ones, we were looking at them last week to see what they were up to. And some were running up there. They were at the top. So we were taking a look at, remember, we went through that sector. We'll go through some sectors this week as well as the market opens up tomorrow. So we'll run through a bunch of stuff and see what's going to try to get set up and our best opportunities for this short week to nail some profits and some poppers in there. So Buru, N-U or B-U-R-U, Nubaru. Yeah, B-U-R-U, not N. That's how you spell the company's name. But this thing is getting set up, guys. It was setting up last week, B-U-R-U, and it does look like it did bottom out for the most part at that 18. The real bottom was down here at 15, but I don't think it's getting that low. I don't think it's coming back under the 18 right now. Has that weird look because it opened and closed at that 23. And it's getting set up right here, guys. So keep your eye on Buru and I keep saying that, Buru, good old Nubaru right there, because that's getting set up to pop up there. So watch that one tomorrow morning. And how about Adobe, ADBE, good old Adobe? We've been watching this one, and it looks like it wants to curl up a little bit more. Just make sure it's bullish in the morning, obviously, but it's above the 50 and your 20s coming up to smack it up. It was up about 90 something cents. I know it was up Friday. And let's see, 460 to 464. It closed at that 460, so it opened and closed around the same price. But it does look like it wants to roll up some more. So that's ADBE, and I would keep an eye on it. I'll look at it tomorrow to make sure it does want to curl up there. And UPS, remember we were talking about it running up here, and it is curling up, looking good. Just let's see if it hits this line. It did run up some. It was up 58 cents. We've been watching this bad boy since it kind of bottomed out. I don't know if we saw it at the 109, but we definitely seen it like 110, 111. We've been watching it curl up and move up for a little bit here, a couple days, week or two. And 150, it's at 116. It was up 58 cents. And yeah, UPS, I don't know if it's going to, like I said, curl through right here. It kind of looks like it wants to because it's a big old fish hook, but we'll just make sure it wants to now that it's run up. I don't know if you want to jump into it real crazy at the moment. You wanted to get in at that bottom. Now you just want to see if it crosses through that MACD and really gets moving there. It could hit it and bounce back down and then get reset up. So we'll definitely take a look at it. And again, with the 3-day weekend, sometimes over a regular weekend, it's hard. You throw that extra day in there and all kinds of craziness goes on. You just don't know. So I'm definitely going to look at UPS in the morning. That's for sure, to make sure we know what that's up to, because it's been looking good and run up for us. How about ELF? This thing's been down there. We knew where that bottom was as well. Down here at that 63.50 or at 72.91. And it did run up and it did pull back a little bit on Friday. I noticed that one pulling back. And I think it's pulling back to set back up. So you did get that run up from that bottom of that 63.50. And you got up to about 78 something, I believe. Yeah, into the 78s. And now you're back at 73, 72. And ELF is just going to try to get set up. So it may pull back a little bit more. Good old ELF Beauty, ELF. And we'll watch that one to see when it's ready to run back up. And ASM, Avino Silver and Gold Mines, looks like it's coming down. And a lot of these gold ones did go all the way up into the top. I know we were going through them. And it went 152 to 154, and then it pulled back to 135 right there. So I would say ASM could be pulling back. You have to see it. It could be trying to stop at this 127 area. So we'll take a look at ASM and see if it is trying to stop right there. And that's at Avino Silver and Gold Mines. And that's a Canada company, Precious Metals and Mining. And let's take a look and see what's going on with AAP, which is Advanced Auto Parts. We saw this the other day, and I'm telling you, this bad boy is setting up. What's their earnings? The 26. So this thing is setting up. It was down 72 cents. Watch for a tiny bit of pullback right here. Maybe it doesn't get crossed over just yet and pulls back a little bit. And then it gets really set up. And again, once their earnings, the 26, which is, what day is that? That is next Wednesday right there. So about a week away, and it can get set up and bounce around. So we'll keep an eye on this Advanced Auto Parts, AAP. And it did run up there. It is pulling back. And again, these things run up 1 or 2 days, 3 days tops. And you kind of know they're going to pull back to set up a little bit more. Not unless it's PLTR like Sophie and a couple other ones that just keep running. But for the most part, they run up a couple days and they're coming back to set up. That WNW Miwu technology thing. This one is that China company, and it is just running that bottom right there. But that 20 is coming down closer and closer. It's at 20 cents. We're in the 19s right here. And I'm telling you, this thing is getting ready, guys. So, like I just told you, that 20, it's at 20. If it could get up to, 22 cents, this thing would rock and roll. And it has plenty of space where it could really get moving, guys. So, I would take a look at this WNW. And again, these China ones, I'm going to go through them in the morning to make sure they're still hopping and looking good. But they were looking good at going into the weekend. I know that. WTO. Pull back just a little bit, more flat than anything. It looks like it ran around, but it is pretty curled up there. Let me take a look and see what it did in the after hours. 28 to 30, and it closed at 29. Yeah, and it does look pretty good. Like I said, it was just jumping around a little bit, not even that much. but it does look like it wants to try to get set up. That 20 is right there, like 28 cents. You're just underneath of it. So a lot of these small cap China ones still look good. And EJH, this one, remember this one ran last time, and now it looks like it's making that base. We'll see if it gets curled up right here, EJH, and we'll take a look at it. It's trying to. It was on Friday trying to. We'll make sure it is, and EJH will be one to look at. And this next one is too, LICN. That's that Lichen China one we've been watching for a little while, and we know it's dipped way down there. It pulled back a little bit on Friday. Let me see what it did on what the prices were. 7 down to 6 right there. And what's it at? Let me see. It's at 0.0634, so it is a little over 6 cents. LICN, another small cap China one. And again, not looking bad. Had that pullback. I still don't know if it's as low as that bottom's going to get. And that was in the very low sixes. So we're above that right there. And in the basement, just needs to curl up a little bit and it can get moving. And your 20's up there at like 9 cents. So it was trying to get up there before. And let's take a look at that one too. Keep it on the list, LICN. And how about this Clue? This one's just been running flat down here. Pulled back a little bit the last few days, but I'm telling you, it's making a big old fish hook. Maybe Friday was at bottom right there. What did it get down to? Like 9.5 cents, and then it closed in the 10s. So it opened around 11. So it did pull back a little bit. Or CLEU, good old Clue. But I'm telling you, it just watch for any more pullback. It has a little more setup on it, maybe this week, and that thing does want to get cruising there. Clue, so keep your eye on. That's another China small cap, one of them China education ones. And good old Holo, our friend right here. And this one came down 10 cents. Was trying to run up there Thursday. It did cross through though. Let me take a look at it and see what it did. Good old Holo here. 141 to 148, and it closed at 130. So it did pull back. It's running that line kind of flat, maybe a little pull back. We'll look at it and see how it wants to open. Still in a pretty good spot as it pulled back there. Nothing real crazy. So Holo could still get set up there. And that COEP, we looked at that before. This is that one that just kept running up there. And it looks like it's trying to. I don't know if it's really trying to run up yet. I'd have to look at this one tomorrow, to be honest. That let me look at it. It could try to curl through again. I mean, it looks pretty strong on that 20. You couldn't really tell on Finviz, but on mine, yeah, that 1158, I don't think it's coming down there. And you know what? Keep an eye on the COEP. It could try to run up there again, even higher. And that thing, remember, it took that crazy, crazy run. We were looking at it. Someone on StockTwits definitely likes that bad boy. COEP was all over it super early. I'm trying to think of the name. I can't even think of it. I know what the symbol, like their picture thing looks like. But anyway, yeah, they were all over this thing. And yeah, it did run up really nice off of that split, and it still don't look good. It doesn't have like AI and something like healthcare biotech. I forget. We looked at it one day. But anyway, it doesn't look bad. Maybe it will get curled back up there, COEP. I'll have to take a look at that one and see what it wants to do tomorrow. And Allogene Therapeutics ran up there Friday, made that big 90-degree curl up there and just got popping. ALLO. It went 160 to 211. It closed at 210 there, and it looks pretty solid, guys. So watch that one in the morning for some momentum play. ALLO, it's not looking too bad there. And we'll look at Hims and Hers, HIMS. And let's see what that one's up to right there. Let's see right here. And COEP, that Copetus, yeah, that one. And yeah, I don't. Let's see, is that open it up for something? It just has the thing. Yeah, Copetus. I'm telling you, that COEP, that thing could look crazy. So keep an eye on that thing. And that ALLO, that looks like a good momentum play right there. And then Hims and Hers is HIMS. Let's see. Oh. I got to put one eye in there. Hims and hers. Hell, this thing keeps running up. We've looked at this way before, and this bad boy is getting up there. I'd be careful as earnings are approaching on the 24th, which are what? When is that? Today? Next Monday. I was gonna say, wait a second. Next week, so a week from today, is when their earnings are, and I'd be careful. It does look like it's trying to top out there. It's run up quite a bit, HIMS. So yeah, I'll take a look at it and see if it wants to. Maybe it'll be a momentum play right there in the morning, but we'll have to look at that. HIMS has run up quite a bit. We were talking about the other day. I remember it was trending on stock twits. SRM, this one was trying to run up into the top, and these things are it ran up a bunch the other day on Friday, and it got itself right into the top there. And when they get in there, they can really, really run. So watch this thing in the morning. It could have one of them pop-ups right there. So see if that's a momentum play early in the morning. SRM, guys, because that one could be a leisure company. And I think we were looking at it, but it is getting it. Like I said, it popped up there Friday, pulled back a little in the after hours, but it did just get into the top. If it can keep its momentum after a 3-day weekend, that's the only thing you just don't know right there. But if it can, it will get blasted off in the morning. So one to keep an eye on. SRM and TCBP, or wait, TCBP. That's TC Biofarm. And let's see what that's up to. Down 2 cents. They just recently split on February 10th, which was last Monday. So a week ago, that bad boy split up. And let's see what's going on here. It did pull back. And honestly, that could try to bottom out. TCBP. Yeah, that could be its bottom Friday at that 203 area. So it's up 241 right now. I would keep an eye on this thing. I'm going to mark that bad boy because I think that's trying to get set back up off that bottom and that dip and the split and everything else. Not looking bad for TCBP and Lunar LUNR. That's an aerospace and defense company. It was pulling back, but it is getting set up now. And we did have it run up for us right there. Couple weeks ago, and then it obviously pulled back. It's back in this channel right here, looking pretty good. LUNR, your 20s there, 2074, your 50s under, yeah, like 1787, which is probably your low, 1757 down there. And I think it is trying to get set back up there. Aerospace and defense, LUNR, and we'll look at some aerospace and defense ones tomorrow and see what they look like. LUNR is looking decent though. AVGO, let's see what that Broadcom's doing. We look at this anyway, but I just wrote it down, and it is trying to get pulled back and set up at the same time. I know it was down Friday, and a couple of them were down. So we'll have to look at them first thing in the morning, and we'll see what the other semiconductor stuff's doing and go from there. But they are getting set up. I don't know if it's ready to blast off tomorrow. And again, we'll take a look at all them, AVGO and all them guys. We'll take a look at Oracle real quick, ORCL. That's a software company, and that one looks like it was flattened out, but it does look like it's trying to go up a little bit right here. Again, after a 3-day weekend, anything can happen. It could obviously pull right back under the 50 at like 170, or it can pop off where it's at that 172 and get cruising off the 20. So Oracle is one that we'd have to look at in the morning just to get a better idea of how it's going to open up. And FBGL, FBS Global, that's that brand new one, guys. I'm telling you, this thing could get set up here. It looks like it bottomed out and is making a little base down here now. It ran on Friday, 110 to 179. I didn't even notice. Not that I have it on. I don't think I have it on my watch list. But I'm telling you, remember I said that it's brand new, but it looked like it bottomed out the other day at that 87 cents. It ran up to 179, so it's not bad right there. And it does look much better. And this is that one that just kind of opened up, and we don't have any idea of how it is. It just opened up and started going down. So we were looking at it, and it does look like it's trying to get set back up, or at least bottomed out now. So keep an eye on that. And CHSN, that Chanson International, getting set up right there. Let me see where that 20's at right there. 139. We're at 48. So that's way up there. But this thing's just running straight down, like not down, just straight across in the basement right there. Looking pretty good on Friday, 46 to 52. And it closed at that 52. It looked pretty strong in the after hours. It kind of curled itself up. Keep an eye on the CHSN. It is looking pretty solid right there. I know we've been watching that one for a little while and saying it was set up, and it does look pretty set up right there for CHSN. So that's one to keep an eye on in the morning. CDT. Let's look at Conduit Pharmaceuticals and see what they're up to. They recently split it, ran up a little bit. It did just curl through. Hold on, let me look at this. It was up a little bit on Friday. CDT cross through just flat. I think it could be getting this could be its bottom at that 154 where it closed. We'll see if it wants to pull back any more tomorrow morning, but that could be its bottom right there Friday, and then it'll try to get set up. So we will take a look at that CDT and see what that one wants to do. Let me just mark that there. That one could be a decent setup for this week. And Elab has been just kind of running around back here after it was set up good. It ran, it popped up back there on January 24th, and now it's just kind of running itself. And let's see what it wants to do. ELAB. I mean, it's just kind of running flat. It looks like it keeps looking like it wants to set up and run. I'm just not so sure it's ready. So we'll take a look at ELAB tomorrow, see if it shows us anything else, and we'll go from there. And UPXI, let's see what that's doing. Oh, UPXI, and that's called UPX or UPSA. I don't even know. UPEXI. What the heck? UpXI. UpXI. That's how you'd say it, I guess. That's how I would say it. How's that? Up Xy right there, and UPXI, and let's see what that's up to. It was down 10, then 14. It would look like it was setting up right here. I have to see what this is up to on my chart because I can't really tell on the FinViz. It looks pretty solid. 362 to 4. It closed at 391. I don't know what this is talking about here. It says it in the after hours it was down 14 cents. I don't know. I have to go by TrendSpider. They're usually way more accurate, and it looks good to me. So I'd have to look at it in the morning to make sure I know where it's at. But it looks good from right there to me. So that's UPXI, and I can take a look at that. And how about ZCAR, ZCAR, that Zoom Car Holdings? That thing was curling up. I know we watched it for a little while, and then it took a little bottom down here where at February 5th at 103. It's at 142 now, but it did run up on Friday. Zoom Car. Yeah, it ran 176 to 245. It's at 142. And that could have been its little run right there. We'll see if it just wants to get set up. Another one just kind of tough to tell. Oh man, I think they just US did they score at the post? I mean, that was a crazy shot. Oh wait, it was a deflected shot. Oh, over the net. Nope, didn't go in. It looked like it was going in. Still 2-1. Sweden's win the lead, and there's only 4 minutes and 27 seconds left in the second period. So that period's just cruising right along, just like Zoom Car zooming right up there. But yeah, we'll see if it wants to run some more. And that's ZCAR Zoom Car and Dave. I thought they meant Dave and Buster's, which is not Dave. So I had to look, and I was like, well, there is a Dave, and Dave looks like he's been running up there, looking pretty bullish. 117, even went up a little bit in the after hours there to like 118 area. Keep an eye on this 110 to 119, and it closed, like I said, at 118, and looks pretty damn good for Dave. So Dave could have a morning jog right there. Keep an eye on him. He is hitting some resistance up there, like I said, at that 118, but looks pretty solid and wants to get up into the top. So keep an eye on good old Dave. And Dave and Buster's is Play, Play. And that one we'll look at just because, like I said, I thought that's what they were talking about, and it wasn't because this one's just pulling back down here and it's going to get set up. But Play is not ready like Dave is. Dave's wants to pop up. Play could be bottomed out there on Friday down at that 23.31 or yeah, 23.31. So we'll look and see about Dave and Buster's good old Play, Play, because that is getting set up. It's just not ready just yet. And Dave looks like it wants to run up there. MNMD is at Mind Medicine, and we've been looking at it, and it did run up there on Friday and very well could run some more. So MNMD. That one did pop up 876 to 1044. It closed at 1011 and is not looking bad right there. So it could get up in the top, Mind Medicine, and get running into that top area. And then it would really be some Mind Medicine up there. So that is your MNMD Mind Medicine and LITM Snow Lake Resources way down here. This one's going to be a good setup. We'll wait to see. It could have bottomed out here at that 51.5 cent area the other day. I guess what that was Wednesday. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on it. See if this one wants to pull back LITM, but didn't look too bad. And let's see what CNSP looks like. CNS Pharmaceuticals up 3 cents. Oh, this one ran. I didn't even notice. We'll see if it wants to run up into the top right there. CNSP, I'm not so sure. 13 to 19 and pull back to that 13. So I'm not sure that one wants to run up in the morning, but it did run up on Friday there. And GCL here is GCL Global Holdings. Looks like a shell company. It is. And that's why it looks like one. It pulled back there Thursday and Friday. So we'll see when this one actually wants to bounce off the bottom. Let me try to type it in right. Yeah, we'll see. It might want to bounce 227 to 368, and then it closed at 365. So I would say it looks much better on my chart, and I would actually look for it now to try to bounce up and keep that momentum there. So GCL might want to watch that for a little momentum play. And how about ARM? We'll look and see if it's strong still, pulling back a little bit. It looks like ARM. Let me take a look at ARM here. Good old ARM Holdings. And it is just pulling back a little bit. It was trying to crawl up there on Thursday and then Friday, pull back a little bit. And it does look like it wants to pull back some more. So we'll see if ARM wants to dip down a little bit more. So ARM might take some more of a dip. And how about that plug? It was setting up there. We did find that bottom the other day. It was, 157. And it is curling up, guys. Let's see if it'll hit that MACD and get right through it. I'm not exactly sure if it will. Like I said, they all been kind of hitting it and pulling back. The 20's at 191. We're at 175. So we'll take a look and see if plug can get plugging away some more or if it's going to have to get set up again. And even if it hits that MACD and pulls back to set up again, it won't be the end of the world. It's down here in a good spot and it will get set up. So that will plug up. And there you go for PLUG and HEPA, Hepion Pharmaceuticals. And this one's trying to get into a good spot, just pulling back right there. Let me take a look at HEPA. Yeah, I would say it's getting to be in a good spot right there, guys. Gets over that 21, 22 area. It's at 19 or maybe 18 and a half, I would say. And yeah, I would say get it up there a little bit more. And that one can set up. That's one I would take a look at in the morning. Good old HEPA setting up right there. FBGL. That's FBS Global. We already looked at that one. I was gonna say, didn't we look at that one recently? That's that new one that like looks like it bottomed out the other day and could get cruising. So we'll look at it. DGLY. Here we go, down a penny. Oh, that one pulled back really nice Thursday and Friday. Let me see what it did in the after hours here. DGLY. Digital Ally, and it went 8 to 7. It closed at 8, and yeah, that one might be a good one to take a look at in a good spot after that good dip. I would like to take a look at that one. Might be a great opportunity there. I'll see what that wants to do. The looks like the second period just ended and it's still 2-1. So the U.S. is losing right there. So we'll see what they can do in the third period. And let's take a look and see what else is going on with BZAI right here. BZAI. Let's look at it and see. I added a couple. That one looks really good, guys. It was up $1.15 right there. Didn't notice this one, but it was up Thursday and Friday. It bottomed out Wednesday, hitting that 20 right there at about five. It will hit that 20 right there at about 565. It got up to 549 from 399, and it closed at 514. Not looking bad, guys. So let's keep our eye on that one. BZAI and IVDA. Let's look at that one. IVDA is at 320 and it is getting curled up, guys. This is a good one to keep an eye on for sure. And that bottoms in at 284 and we're at about 306. So just watch for it to bounce around a little bit of dip here and there. And that'll be IVDA. And yeah, that one's trying to get set up. Like I said, just watch for some pullback on that one and we'll watch to get that one to set up. They've just been taking their good old sweet time. We know that. And there you go for that one. And here we go. Excuse me. And here we go. UPXI. Oh yeah, that was a laptop travel one right there. UPXI. So that one's actually up in your channel right there. So we'll see when that one wants to go. And Z-Car was actually a laptop travel one. I forgot. I didn't have any room. So that one, them two are a laptop travel ones, and you're right. You car or yeah, you car UPXI right in that channel. Let's see. And the Zoom car did run up there. Like I said, we'll have to see if it wants to run up some more. It could pull back a little bit, but we'll look at it. Hard to tell. So yeah, and then that UPXI, we'll look at that one in the morning as well. And it is on that 20. It'll probably stay in that channel to that 414 right there. So look at that one. Could run up a little bit in the morning. And let's take a look at the rest of the laptop travel ones. And then we'll look at our Joey's Jams, our SPY, and our crypto and see what else I missed and what you guys want to look at tonight. And here we go. Let's get cruising right here. ATRA. And that one is Atara Biotherapeutics on that 20 right there, curling up. And oh, yeah, that one's actually curling up really good right there. Hold on, ATRA. Let's see. Oh yeah, that one is. It had some momentum Thursday and Friday, 7:30 to 885, and then 7:30 to 898, and closed at 859. So yeah, it's showed two times that it was trying to get rolling. So keep an eye on ATRA. Watch that one tomorrow. AUUD, I know we've looked at this before. It ran up there Thursday. Looked like it pulled back a little bit there on Friday. Let me see. It's still in that channel. Could be a little more of a setup as it ran up the other day and is pulling back a little bit. We'll keep an eye on that. And AYRO, this one's running up there. This could be a great momentum play in the morning, guys. AYRO. Oh, yeah. It's 63 to 72. It's at 71. And that one does look like it could be a nice momentum play right there. And good old BQ is a China small cap. Well, 334. It's definitely not a big cap. And it is trying to make that hard curl up right there. I'd keep an eye on BQ right here. This one looks pretty wild, guys. And again, these China ones are pretty crazy. So I'd keep an eye on BQ. That one looks really good right there to get squeezed up there. I could see that one trying to cruise. And that is BQ. And I don't even want to try it. It's BOQII. So how do you even say that? Bokai? Bokai Holding. There you go. It's called Bokai. BQ looks good. Keep an eye on it. And good old Camp, CAMP, Camp for Therapeutics. Oh, man, that one was setting up great. It's popped up a little bit, but I have a feeling you'll get some momentum on that as well. It looks really good. 447 to 519 and closed at that 510. So Camp looks like it's a good place to hang out right there. CAMP and good old CANF. We know that's Can Fight Biopharma. And let's look at this bad boy. Oh, that one's getting set up as well. Maybe it don't blast off tomorrow, but it will be setting up this week. So keep an eye on CANF. And let's look at that cask, which CASK is that Distillery One Winery and Distillery. It was setting up the last week. I remember we were looking at it, and it did run up on Friday. I know we were looking at this bad boy Thursday and Friday, not looking bad. 120 to 128, closed at 124, and looks really good on that cask. So keep an eye on that bad boy as well, because that one does look pretty decent. And the favorites of Laptop Travel on the list, one of them is that cask. Well, the other one's CREX, which we're about to get to, and GV. So we'll make sure we take a look at them. But yeah, cask looking really good right there. I have to agree with Laptop Travel. That one is looking nice. And CJet, let's look at CJET. Oh, let me type it in right and it'll come up. There we go. Chi-Jet motor, Cayman Islands. And this one's crawling up really good, guys. I'd have to say C-Jet wants to get moving as well. It went 162 to 176 and closed at 175. So this one could take off. And that is C-Jet right there. And CNEY, this one we've looked at a bunch of times as well. Oh man, that one looks really good too, guys. CNEY. That one's getting set up at China Specialty Chemicals, CN Energy Group. And this thing's looking good. I would keep an eye on CNEY as well. I have to see that in the after hours right here. CNEY. Not looking bad. Looks like it opened and closed at the same spot. 26 cents, 28. It was a tie. 25 was its low. And it closed at 26. Just a little flat. But I'm telling you, that thing looks odd. And it could get moving. Yeah, two of your favorites. And I looked, I was like, maybe three. That's funny. And he started laughing. I was like, maybe it's just my brain, but whatever. And CNEY is looking good though. I'm telling you, it could get moving right there tomorrow. Keep an eye on that. And here's that CREX Creative Realities, and this thing is looking good. Software company, and yeah, I can see that one getting moving right there. CREX. Looks pretty decent to me in that channel 255, 265. It's at that 255, opened and closed at the same price in that channel. If it doesn't get moving tomorrow, it's still set up for this week. So it's looking good there. CRVO, Servo Med. Oh, that one's crawled up too. It was up 14 cents. I was going to say, that looks like it was running. And it was CRVO. It was kind of cruising up there on Friday. And it went 221 to 237, and it closed at 236. That 50's all the way up there at 305. Another one looking real good. So a bunch of them that have a lot of good setups right here from Laptop Travel. Let's keep on looking at some of these guys. And that was CRVO and CVD equipment. And this one's setting up really good. It's over that MACD, curled up and getting set up really nice. I like that one right there. CVV. That looks like it wants to roll right off that MACD and looks good for us. And DSWL. Hold on, let me get it. DSWL. There we go. Deswell Industries. This one was running up there on Friday, 234 to 241. Hitting some resistance right there, but not looking bad. It gets up there a little bit more. It's going to really be popping. 50's at about 243, and you're at 241. So not looking bad right there for sure. So definitely not looking bad for DSWL. And let's see what else is going on right here. Let me see. DSWL and what does that say? ECDA, I think. Yeah, ECDA, ECD Automotive. Oh, this one's getting set up, guys. I don't know if it's going to run up tomorrow, but keep your eye on that. That's a good setup right there, ECDA. And how about this GV? I know this was the other one that Laptop Travel liked out of his two, but really three. And yeah, that one's in a good spot, guys. So I see GV. It was up 8 cents on Friday, and it could get rolling right there. Visionary Holdings has to get back up over that 182. It's at 177, crossing up, and it is looking good. So keep an eye on it. I have to agree with Laptop Travel on that one for sure, and that is GV. And keep your eye on that one, GXAI. Let's look at GXAI. Whoop, let me get it typed in here. GXAI, Gaxos AI, and this one's a U.S. company. Oh, this one looks good, crawling up right there, up 27 cents the other day, but does look like it wants to have some momentum. And that 50 is way up there, 235, and you're at 178. So watch that one in the morning, see if it can get cruising some more. It does look good. Hi Ho, Hi Ho, Hi Ho Holdings, Hong Kong company. And this thing it's just been running kind of flat and it's now hitting the 20. I would look at it tomorrow to make sure it does want to just stay curled up because it ran Thursday and then pull back a little bit on Friday, but it will get set up there. HIHO and HKIT here is High Tech Global, another China company. I'm telling you, these China companies are going to get crazy, guys. This one's curled up and looking good. Not only is it setting up like a little bit down the road, it looks like it wants to try to pop off maybe sometime this week for a quick pop or so. We'll keep an eye on that HKIT and good old Jag X. We didn't look at our big cats. We'll look at them tomorrow, but that was up 4 cents. Remember, I said that was getting set up and it was moving on Friday. I did notice it in that channel 88 to 92 and it closed at 89. So JagX, the Jaguar, not looking bad right there. And CTNT, I might as well just look at them real quick if I could type in CTNT. There we go. The good old Cheetah was up 4 cents and that one's curling up real good. As a matter of fact, we might as well look at our Lion, and that one is trying to crawl off that MACD too. So all three big cats are looking good. How about our cat right here, RCAT, red cat? That one's actually pulling back, but going to get set up. So the other ones are looking pretty good right there. So that's pretty nice for our big cats. And let's see, that was JagX and QLGN right here is up 27 cents and looks like it wants to keep some of that momentum. So another one could be a little momentum play right there in the morning, 337 to 374. It's at 350. So keep an eye on that QLGN for some momentum. And good old Ray Tech Holding, good old RAY. This thing looks like it's trying to get set up and run as well. It was just hitting a little bit of resistance there, got into that 20, and the 50 is at 130. You're at 124. It went 120 to 127, closed at 124, and it is trying to get set up right there. Good old Ray. So Ray and Dave look like they want to go out for a jog in the morning. So keep an eye on them two guys. Good old RAY and DAVE and S dot right here. Satic Group. We were looking at that last week. I had thrown it on the list. I just left it off and left it on Laptop Travels list because I saw it on there tonight. And S dot is looking good right there. So SDOT, it is curling up, getting through that 20. That 50's up there like 338, and it could get moving. So keep your eye on that. It's in a really big channel too, so it wants to run up there. You'll have a nice run up, and then you can get out and let it set up another 10 times probably. And that's SDOT. We've looked at that a ton of times. SFWL, and that's Shengfeng Development. That's another China one, but holy cow, this freight company looks really good, guys. So I might have to definitely watch this. I don't know if I've ever heard of it. Probably not. SFWL. And not that I know of, but it does look like it's trying to do something right there. So I have to take a look at that thing. SFWL. We got to look at that tomorrow. And SNGX. Let's see what that's up to right here. SNGX. And let's see what that's up to, too. Because that one started to look good when I popped it up, a little bit of pullback as I blew it up there, SNGX. But yeah, it's in the 20. Might have a little bit of pullback. Let me keep an eye on that. But it is right, getting right there. When I had it all the way extended out, I said, oh, that looks good. So you know it's going to get set up. Maybe not tomorrow, but this week it's looking good. SOBR, Sober Safe. Another one we've watched for a while. Oh, that one looks really good for tomorrow. Momentum. It jumped up there Friday. I don't know. Did they have news? No, they didn't. I'm surprised the way it looks. But SOBR, I know we were looking at it. It ran up 85 to 112. It closed at 111. Watch that for some momentum, guys. And I was gonna say, I don't know if I would have known that was just popping like that, but it did run up pretty nice, and it does look like it has some momentum. That 50's way up there too, so keep an eye on SOBR in the morning. Could be a runner. SYBX, Sin Logic. This one looks like it's just setting up, taking its time, but just a little flat and setting up. So we'll come back to that. SYBX not looking bad, and THCH, TH International. That's popping off its trend line right there at 132, I think. Yeah, or what, 312? What am I, dyslexic? Holy cow. What did I say? 132? How did I even get that? 312. I was clicking off the chart and just looking at it quick, and there were the numbers that I saw. I guess I got the right numbers, but holy cow, how'd I see that? 132. It's at 312. Anyway, so yeah, 312 is where it's at. And yeah, it's bouncing up there. It looks really good to bounce up. I'd keep an eye on this tomorrow too. THCH, that looks really nice right there. And UOKA. I'll give that one a couple days, guys. I know it ran up last week or a week or two ago. When was it? Well, it ran up a few times, the 7th, and it ran up in the beginning of February on the 3rd. It's that one that like really bounces around kind of weird, but it's setting up to do it again. So UOKA looking pretty good right there. And what that sober is it up to I think it might be up right now, or yeah, it was up looking good. So yeah, watch the overnight hours on that one, looking pretty good. And that was also UOKA looking good. And how about UONE right here? That's up a penny, and that one's curling up and looking pretty decent. Just got up onto the 20 right there. UONE. And yeah, it does look like it wants to jump up. Check it out. The 50's at 150 and it's at 141. UONE Urban One. That's a broadcasting company. Not looking bad. And there's your laptop travel ones. A lot of great ones right there. So keep your eye on them. And let's look at our Jolie's jams. Agrify did pull back Friday. It was running up there, and we'll see if it wants to pull back a little bit more. But it is a good setup to go into the future there. BLNK did pull back, and again, that bottom, and they do this, they run up. Our bottom was the other day at that 92, and this thing ran up on Friday a little bit. It ran Thursday and Friday. BLNK 113 to 119 and closed at that 109. So it is getting set up. Excuse me. It hit that MACD line, just kind of went flat a little bit, and then it just pulled back as it wants to set up. They do it all the time. So that's that BLNK doing that. And Sezzle, telling you, don't didn't I tell you I wish I had this had options? It was up another $5 the other day. So there you go. It's getting into the top and could run up a little bit higher. And that Sterling, we're gonna watch it right now because it could be getting set up. It was up a little bit on Friday. STRL had some really good pullback, and this one's a good opportunity, it looks like. So Sterling Infrastructure ran way up there before. So we'll keep an eye on that. Good old Rivian was up 73 cents and looking pretty good, guys. So keep an eye on Rivian, RIVN, because it wasn't looking bad and it could get run up some more. And Symbiotic SYM, this one is getting set up. They did have their earnings the other day. It's pulling back. Watch for it to pull back. That support lines around 25.75. You're at 27.06. And it, like I said, it's going to take a little while for this bad boy to set up completely. So just let it get pulled back. We'll see if it gets a good bounce real fast. And we'll play it a few times right there. And why it sets up. And that's SYM's good old Symbiotic. So there you go at your Joe Lee's Jams. I'll run through, do our spy and all them guys. We'll do crypto and then see what you guys want to see. So let's do this real quick. And I think our hockey game is back on. I'm not even sure. It could still be the intermission. I'm not even sure. I just looked over and just see a replay of something. So I'm not sure if they're still in intermission or not, but I'll let you guys know in a minute. And here we go. Let's look at our spy and our big caps and all them. and see what they're up to here. Here we go. Oh yeah, it's third period already, and it's a power play for the Swedes. So it was a penalty there on USA, and so here we go. Let's take a look at our SPY. It was down 3 cents. It was up a little bit, then it did pull back, and honestly, what the hell is it going to do tomorrow? Who knows? Because it's completely flat, and you can't really tell at their 3 day weekend, and that's the way they love to put it. So just normal for the holiday when things are a little odd. Apple does look good. We've known that, and it did run up another $3. It looks pretty good to try to run up some more. So keep an eye on good old Apple tomorrow because it does look good. Remember when we were Apple picking down here at what 227, and now you're at 244. I hope you guys are happy Apple picking with me because that was fun. And there you go with good old Apple. And let's see, what else do we have? Amazon, AMZN, and that was down $1. It came down to the 50. It might come down a little lower. We'll have to look at Amazon in the morning and see if it wants to pull back a little bit more right here. It actually could, to be honest with you. And let's see what else is happening with our Mag 7 and Google. That came down $1, but it is setting up, guys. So maybe it don't get popping tomorrow, but Google is getting set up right there. And Meta, what a beast, huh? Up another $8. I saw that Friday. I was like, oh, are you kidding me? That is insane. And there you go with Meta. So what else can I say? I said at 600 it was going to go nutty, and now it's $136 later and just keeps going up. And good old Microsoft MSFT is getting set up. It was down at $2.11. See if it pulls back any, but it is looking pretty good to get set up and maybe bottomed out the other day there at that, what was it, the 404. It's at 408. So we're going to keep an eye on Microsoft as usual. And NVIDIA, here we go. Up 356, and it's popping back up just as we thought they was looking good, and it is running up, and the semiconductors are getting set up, but NVIDIA was looking pretty solid right there. And let's see what Tesla's doing. It was down 10 cents. I think it bottomed out and it's getting ready to set back up and get moving. So that's your Mag 7. AMC was up 7 cents, looking pretty good. Remember, it was looking decent. Good old GameStop was looking good. They mentioned something about doing crypto, but it's hitting some resistance. We'll have to see. I mean, it's trying to get set up after the 3 day weekend. It's in that channel. Kind of hard to tell right there. So we'll have to take a look at GameStop. We'll look at them in the morning, see what they want to do. And let's see what Chewy wants to do. That was down 29 cents, pulling back just to get set up. And Unity U was actually up 77 cents. And it's just getting set up. It took, I don't think it's crossing through. It just took this bounce up. I don't know why. Not sure if they had news. They did, I don't know what it even says, but it didn't really say much about news. It just had them something posted in the FinViz thing. But anyway, Unity did look pretty good, but watch for it to try to pull back. I'm not sure if it's crossing through, like I was saying. And that is the letter U right there. Let's look at Netflix because that thing's been a monster too. And it went up another $14 on Friday and is running in the top, might run up even higher right there. So there you go with Netflix. And AVGO, that thing was pulling back, but I think it's going to get set up. It is a semiconductor. And like I said, we looked at it a little bit ago. Let's just roll through these guys. MU, let's see, up 386. It was looking good and curling up. We'll see if it can get up to this 103 area for MU, and it would be pretty good to hit that resistance. TSM was trying to bounce back up. We'll see. I think it might try to. Maybe it pulls back a little bit more. We'll look at that in the morning, see how it opens up. SMCI has been popping up 563, another 563 up to 47, and we read that one at the bottom in the 30. So Boom, there you go with that one. That was a good one. And AMD, this one's getting set up, guys, and I think AMD might get cranking. So keep your eye on AMD because this one might get popping up there. Has some to 20 right there at like 115. You're at 112, but it's looking pretty good to do something there. So we'll keep an eye on AMD and let's see what Qualcomm wants to do. QCOM up 8 cents. Not looking bad. It's trying to curl back up, making a nice base. So we'll look at it in the morning. Let me see in the after hours what it did. Yeah, it's not looking too bad. I don't know if it's going to be popping tomorrow, but it's making a base, not looking bad right there. Intel's been looking decent. It was down 53 cents, ran up into the top and pulled back. We'll see if it wants to run back up there for Intel INTC. And let's see what PayPal's up to here. Up a dollar. Oh, yeah, we knew PayPal bottomed out down here the other day at what 76 or 75.30. I'm sorry, 75.30. It's at 77.99. Looking good to curl up. So PayPal does want to run, guys. So keep your eye on PayPal. Looking good for PYPL. Remember snow? It was like a blizzard the other day and then it pulled back. But I'm telling you, this thing's getting ready to set up. They do have earnings coming up February 26th, but snow does look really good still. It did run up Thursday, pull back Friday, not looking bad. Good old Dell's been running up. Remember, we were looking at it. Dell's finally looking a little better. So keep your eye on Dell to try to run up a little more. And of course, PLTR. You know this thing's an animal. It was up another $1.25 to 119, still up in the top there. And Sophie, I told you this thing was getting moving at what was it? That 13 was it? No, it was 1442. We knew it was at the bottom. It's in the 16s and getting cruising up there, and that's SOFI. And let's see what Mara's up to, down a penny, and they are getting set up. I'm telling you, something crazy is going on. I don't know what it is besides a scam with meme coins, with LIBRA, that Libra, and all kinds of crazy stuff there. But something is going on with the crypto. Riot's looking pretty good to get moving. MicroStrategy set up. Remember, it was up $12 and looks really good to get cruising right there. CLSK was looking great. It was down 17 cents. That chart actually changed around a little bit, but still set up really good. It was a little bit better, so you might have a little pullback, but it will get moving. And Coinbase did come back down $23, but that will get set up. So just watch for that, and we'll see if it can pull back into the 269 area from the 270s, and we'll get it in a much better spot right there for Coinbase. DJT was trying to get set up, just running flat. And that Funware was trying to get set up for so long and still is, guys. So that bottoms in at that 356 or at 388. It's just taking its good old time. So I'm not sure what the heck's going on with these, but they are taking their time. And I said that the other day. They're taking a while to set up. And that mountain was down $1.14, hitting that resistance again, and or that support, I mean. And I'm telling you, this thing just looks crazy. Like it wants to run. That 20 is right above it at 169. You're at like 165 area, MTN. So just keep an eye on this thing. It could have a nice bounce this week for Val, MTN right there. And let's take a look and see what McDonald's is up to. MCD McDonald's Corp. It's up there right now at 308, and it did run up, and I think you better be careful with it though, because it could be pulling back right there, McDonald's. So we did know it was running up, but it does look like it's going to pull back at the moment. Boeing's been getting set back up, a little bit of pullback. Just let it pull back and it'll set up. And good old Space, this thing was actually up 10 cents. So I think they heard me the other day say it was garbage. It popped out of the basement, and maybe it'll get moving at some point. And IBM, I'm telling you, this thing looks great, guys. So keep your eye on IBM. It's looking really, really healthy there to keep going up at that 261 area. And yeah, it looks like it wants to roll up there and just keep on cruising. So So I would definitely keep an eye on IBM. Watch for any little pullback, but it does look healthy right there. And let's take a look and see what Disney's up to. Up 79 cents. It's crawling up and looking pretty decent. See if it can get back up into this, what, in like to that 110. I think Disney's setting up to get cruising, guys. So keep an eye on Disney, looking pretty good. And that Oxy was up 18 cents. And I'm telling you, these guys are just starting to get set up. And ExxonMobil is trying to get set up some more. So we'll keep an eye on them too. And Nike, that one has been running up. It pulled back on Friday. It's just sitting there on the line. I don't know if it's going to cross through the MACD, maybe a little pullback as it sets up, but the next time it will. And DXYZ, that Destiny Tech 100 was down. It's just kind of flat right there and just kind of hitting the line, not ready to get through it yet. And again, they're just taking their time. And that bottom could be that 45.80 or that 50.40. So that's DXYZ, still 2-1, 12 minutes and 45 seconds left in the third period. And let's see what's going on right here. I'll take a look and see what you guys want to look at and see what our crypto wants to see. I'll just look at crypto really, really quick. Bitcoin's at what, 96,000. Sol is at, let me see, it's coming up in a minute. ADA's at 80 cents. Doge is at 25. And like I said, Bitcoin's at 96. Sol's at 176. Right? Is that, yeah, 178. I'm sorry, 178. I can't read. Yeah, it definitely says 178 right there. And Ethereum's at 2717 right there. So let's take a look. Chainlink's at 1889. And we'll take a look and see what else is going on. Ripple's at 265. Oh, wow. Came down a little bit. So, yeah, we'll take a look and see what's going on. We'll look at our charts, see what crypto looks like real quick. Let me hop in and see what it's doing. And Bitcoin 96,000. Let me see. I mean, these things have just been setting up, not ready. I'm telling you, it's just bouncing around. It looks a little better tonight. And yeah, I'm telling you, something huge is about to go down in the crypto world, guys. I'm telling you right now, and Ethereum, I think, heard me talking about it the other day because that all of a sudden looks way better right now. So Ethereum looks like, yeah, Ethereum crossed through, is trying to go up already. So Ethereum looking much better. Solana's at 178, took a nice dip with that whole Libra thing, I guess, because it's on the network. I have no idea. It's not like it's part of it, but it did take a nice dip. Looked like it could have bottomed out there today. And it is way down to the 30, so maybe it needed a nice little dip to get back moving again. So it did pull back to 178. Good buy opportunity right there, especially if you want to load up on some ETF 500 or your rigged or whatever just to trade because you are getting your Solana at a cheaper price right now. Cardano's at 80 cents and Cardano doesn't look like it's looking too bad. Let me see. Yeah, Cardano is looking pretty good right there. ADA, and that one's actually crossed through and going up. So Cardano not looking bad. Where's Ripple at? I can't even find it. There it is, 265. Here's a Ripple, and let's see what it wants to do here. Yeah, Ripple wants to it looks like it's trying to get set back up to get ripping again, guys. So I think crypto is right here getting ready to rock and roll again. Your Doge is at 25. And again, I think some of these coins, these meme ones and stuff, and these alt ones aren't going to do exactly something crazy. Doge is looking a little bit better, but still has some setup time right there. So there you go with that. Let's look at Bonk, see what that's up to. BONK, because that was looking pretty good the other day. And then I saw it pulling back, and it just kind of made a base pulling back a little bit. It is crossed through, and I think Bonk's going to try to get moving again fairly soon. So keep an eye on our crypto. I'll tell you where our ETF 500 is in a second. Let me look. That Tiger fart's actually running up a little bit, but like I said, I'd be careful because who the hell knows who's involved with any of them, and they're all kind of crazy to be honest, unless you know exactly what's going on. Um, Let's see. The ETF is back down into like that 0.0075 area. But again, just a great area to if you want to if you like it, watch for it to buy up on there because you know I've been buying some, I can tell you that, and I'm gonna make sure I have enough of it so in the summertime when it's roaring, I don't really have to worry, and I'm not chasing any, and I have plenty, so I'll be happy then, and I'm not stressed one bit about it because again, I know exactly how these coins work. I did the experiments myself and showed you what was going on before the Libra and everything else, and everyone rugging them. So yeah, if you want to have fun trading, just trade on rigged, have fun with it, make it run up, do whatever you just want, and then like I say, buy your ETF 500 for the long term, and not even that long, but just buy it and it will be going up. So that's how I look at them. So you know that, and that's what I look at, and you know I'm just honest and tell you what I see. And let's see what else is going on, what you guys want to look at real quick and we'll get to see the rest of the game. I just went to a commercial, so I'm not exactly sure where they're at. I think like 10 minutes left or something in the third period, maybe. I have no idea. Lucid LCID, let's see, up 5 cents. That one's running up. I don't know if it's going to get through the top tomorrow. LCID, good old Lucid Group. I would keep an eye on it, but is setting up to be bullish. It just could have some pullback right there. So that's what I think with Lucid L. But yeah, it's hitting this spot right here. Let me tell you, it hit it. Three. Hold on. What did it get up to? 342 and 342. Yeah, right. 341, 342. I'm not so sure it's going through that tomorrow. We'll have to take a look. But if it pulls back, just a little healthy pullback to get set up a little better. So that's what I see with Lucid LCID. How about that grab? That thing was looking good. Remember, we were talking about grabbing some of that the other day, and I think it was trying to move up in the after hours or maybe overnight or something. I saw something about it. 5 to 509. It's at 499, but looking pretty good right there for GRAB. Licho something. And we'll look at it tomorrow too. And AUR Aurora Innovation, that one was running up. And let's see what that one's doing. It looks like they were trying to talk to NVIDIA at some point. I just scrolled down, just saw that real fast. But yeah, 957 to 1077 closed at 1005. And it did run up there. I mean, it did hit some resistance at that like 1060 area. It got up to what, 1077. So yeah, right around 1060. It hits that it's hitting the top. Be careful, Licho. Something. We'll have to look at them too in the morning. After that run up on a Friday and a 3-day weekend, you just have to make sure it definitely wants to get into the top right there. And we looked at them bad boys. Let's see what else is going on right here. Let me see. Let me see. UPXI. We definitely looked at that. OXBR. That was it. I knew there was one down here. Anthony wanted to see OXBR. Let me take a look at that one right here. OXBR. Oxbridge Reholdings. Let's see what this one's doing. And that one ran up Friday, crossed through, had a really nice run up. Not sure what was going on there for OXBR, but not looking too bad. I mean, let's see. No news. It did pop up. It's hitting that resistance up there right at that top where it hit like 514 and it's closed at 5. I'd have to look at. I don't think it wants to cross back down, but you can't really tell. Again, 3-day weekend, Friday, it ran up pretty nice. Hit that resistance right there on that OXBR. Remind me in the morning. We can definitely take a look at that one. NVIDIA and TSM, yeah, looking pretty good right there. And I know we had a list right from Luis Rodriguez I got to look at. And ITN and Intel and SMCI are up in the after hours. NVIDIA and TSM are as well. A few shares of that DVLT. Check it out. That was at WISA, and that was looking really good right there. And let me see what else is going on here. Still 2-1, third period, 8 minutes left. And in Canada, can't wait for that final game. Tie Traders in Canada there. He can't wait. Let's see what else is going on here. I think I got all that stuff. Huh, that's pretty cool. IVDA, I did add that. Where's that list of Luis Rodriguez had some? I didn't write them down. I just was going to scroll down and look. Hepe, we got all them. Hold on, it's right down here somewhere, Luis Rodriguez. I'm gonna get there. Here they are. I found them. CLS and them guys. All right, let's look at them bad boys. Some of them we already looked at, but we'll look at the ones that we haven't. How about that? Like CLS. Let's see what that's up to real quick. That's at Celestica. Oh, that one looks like it could want to roll off the MACD. We may have to look at that in the morning, but it's coming down, but looks that one looks like it does want to get set back up there. I'd have to look at it in the morning after the 3 day weekend, but it does look pretty good. I know we've been looking at Deckers, DECK, good old Deck. It took that big dip and it's still down in the basement right there, but not looking terrible. So it could have bottomed out. Deckers at that 153.50 area right there. It's at 155.25. So we'll see what that wants to do in the morning. And Applied APLD is Applied Digital Corp. This one looks like it wants to run up some more with some momentum right there. 799 up to 928. It closed at 910. Not looking bad for Applied APLD. So keep an eye on that one. Good old Poet Technologies. This one looks like it could be bouncing off of that trend line down here, off of that support. POET right in between that 20 and 50, 515 to 524. It's at 492. Yeah, we'll have to look at Poet and see, but it's not looking too bad right there. And Boyle, let's look at that one. That's been going up. Remember, we were all over that super early and saying that that was going to get hot and cold was going to get cool. And they did exactly that. And it did. It just popped up there on that 74 area and could get cruising. Cold is way down there and should be trying to hit that bottom. We'll see if it gets into the basement for cold. How about Tech, TECK? Oh. TECK Tech Resources. Oh, this one has earnings coming up on the 19th, which is Wednesday, and I would watch that earnings and see what it does. It's kind of hard to tell at the moment. FCX, isn't that the oh, I was thinking it was the China one, the big caps, but never mind. It's Freeport McMoran or something. McMoran. And that one actually just had some healthy pullback. Looks like FCX could be trying to bounce back up there tomorrow. Definitely take a look at that bad boy. STRK, that's that MicroStrategy one. That one popped way up $3. And like I said, that one does look good. And BULZ is the FANG leveraged ETNs. And it hitting that top. And I think it might have a little bit of pullback right there to get set back up. Google, the GOOGL, the other one, that one is going to get curled back up just like Google. They pretty much run the same. And SMCI and Intel, we went over them too already. And SMCI has been running up, could run up some higher, a little higher in the top. And Intel did get into the top, pull back, but we'll see what it wants to do right there. So there we go with them bad boys. And I know I already got everything after that. So let me see. Did I miss anything else? Overnight trade leaders is OSCR, GDS, RXRX, STZ, and TIVA. And cold up a little bit right there. I'll repost that out. And you guys can take a look at that one. And let's see what the Mag 7's doing in the overnight trading. They look like they're all up. Actually, Tesla's up, NVIDIA, Alphabet, Google, Meta, Amazon, Microsoft. So that's good. Apple's the least up, but looking pretty good. I'll tell you what's going on and trending over on the stock twit. So, and SOBR overnight price already at 129. So that one's looking good. Thank you, Matt. Perfect there. Let's see what our news stories are real quick. You know how in depth I am with news. Asian stocks advance on China tech. RBA awaited. One sector that stands to gain the Trump administration, and two that could lose. So I don't know. It's a Yahoo story. I'll pop it open and look. Samsung Electronics to cancel 2.11 billion worth of owned shares. What the hell is that even about? Stock futures rise to kick off shortened trading week, so that's good. And S&P 500 raced to all-time high, may pave path to bigger pullback, and here's why. Yeah, we're gonna, like I told you guys, shit's gonna run up and then have a huge pullback. So, of course, we're gonna see that anyway. And let's take a look and see what's going on over here on Stock Twits. And let's see if I'm missing anything. SMCI we already looked at, but how about Delta? That one's up there. DAL. That is Delta Airlines, and that looks like it had pulled back, but setting up right here. DAL. We'll have to take a look at that. It's up 2% and looking pretty good. BIDU, I forget what that even is. Uh, Beta U or something. I don't even know. BIDU. I can't even type it in. BIDU. Here we go. And that one looks like it could be a little momentum play up there tomorrow. So keep an eye on that. Intel's down. Rivian's up. LUV. What is that? LUV. I feel like we looked at that. Southwest. There you go. The airlines look like they're going to be popping up, guys. Let's keep an eye on airlines tomorrow morning. So airlines looking really good. Nubius Group, NBIS, looks like that could be running up in the morning some more. And what's FNGA? FNGU? Isn't that the Fang? Yeah, then we just look at it or a different one. But that actually looks like it could try to bounce up a little bit more. That's the microsectors Fang index 3 times leverage ETN. So there you go with them bad boys. That's what's trending right there. And that is looking good. SOFR. Let's see what that's doing. Amplify Samsung. Yeah, that looks. What the hell is going on there? That's pretty wild. That's the ETF. What the hell is Samsung? Samsung. I don't even see anything. What is Samsung? Is that all you get? Is that one? What a crazy chart that is, guys. That's pretty bizarre, actually. So, I mean, it doesn't really move much. It's just kind of bizarre right there. So, definitely a crazy chart. Never pulls back. That's yeah, I agree. Pretty wild right there. But there you go. And there's about 4 minutes left in the hockey game. It's still 2-1 Sweden. And I think we got everything. I'm just looking to see. And yeah, I think I got everything right there. Boom, GDHG. Let's look at that one. GDHG. Remember, we always looked at this golden something. It's a China one. GDHG. Golden Heaven Group. Watch this tomorrow, guys. It was running up Friday. And it looks pretty good right there. So keep an eye on GDHG right there. That looks like it could be popping up there tomorrow. And there you go, everybody. And DraftKings did run up. And yeah, that's about it for that. And I think we got everything. And we'll be back at 7 a.m. for pre-market to really find out what's going on after a 3-day weekend. And we'll see what's happening with crypto and everything else. So there you go, everybody. Thanks very much for hanging out on a Monday night after a 3-day weekend. And that's what our market looks like. And obviously, we'll go over it in the morning, see our laptop travel lowdown ones, our laptop lowdowns, our Jolie's jumpers, and what our crypto Mag 7 and everybody that's wants to be running, we'll check it out and see who wants to be popping tomorrow and get on board. So let's find our best opportunities, lock them in, and now I'm start really now on these bad boys. So there you go. Thanks a lot, Laptop Travel and Luis Rodriguez and Steven and RD and Pax 4747, Julie, Rich, Bongpri Chan, Sinai, Lynn, Stacy, Trench Ant right there. And how about Alicia and a couple other people were definitely on there. Appreciate everybody hanging out. As always, thank you very much. 7 a.m. where to find us. We'll be right here doing the same thing, going through the stock charts, crypto, and seeing what wants to pop. And I'm telling you, something crazy is going on with crypto. I've been telling you guys, and it's moving slow. I did say that, but it is getting set up for something. I don't know what the hell's going on, but something's going on, guys. So, Just keep your eye on that because it's getting set up. So we will be going over it all and staying on point. You know that. So we'll find our best opportunities and nail them. So there you go. All information presented here is for educational and information purposes only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. Thanks again, everybody, for hanging out. I will catch you guys at 7 a.m. So have a good night, and I'll see you guys in the morning.